Hey, Parkland Tech, Girl Tech, this is Mrs. G, and I'm going to make a really quick video about how to make like a house or structure in Tinkercad. I'm going to go through it quickly, and then you can just stop it wherever you like. This is just a basic house. Your house doesn't have to look like this. I'm just going to show you the technique. So to start, you're going to go to tinkercad.com. You've all been there before, and here's the URL up here, and you're going to join your class. Here is your class code. And I'm going to scroll kind of quickly down through your nicknames. You can stop it if you need to and get your nickname. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the main app and go to create new design. Okay, I'm going to make this a rectangular style house. So, and please just do this as practice, because then when you come, you're going to make your own house. And it doesn't have to look like this, but this is the basic technique. I'm going to grab a shape, and the shape should be flat on the top, and you'll see why in a minute. I'm going to make this one about 60 by 40. I'm going to make the height. I'm going to use the ruler for this so I can see all of my dimensions. The ruler again is up here. I'm going to make the height 40. These are approximate. I'm going to have a shape with a hole in the bottom and a roof on the top. So I'm going to copy this by hitting here's copy and paste. I'm going to move this with the arrows, or you can use the shift key with the arrows to make it go fast. Okay, so this one's going to be a hole that gives a big hole in my house. I want the roof to be about 2 millimeters. So I'm going to make this 38. It's got to be smaller. The hole has to fit, inside the house. I want two walls that are 2 millimeters. So that's 4 millimeters smaller. So 60 minus 4. What do you think that is? Okay, it's 56. Okay. 40, I have two front and back wall. Each are going to be 2 millimeters. So 40 minus 4, what do you think that is? It's 36. Okay, so now I have a hole that's smaller than the other one. What I need to do is I want this hole to go all the way through the bottom of this. So I'm going to pull this down to -1. Or you can just lower it using the cone to -1. There's two ways to lower it, but I want it to be down about -1. So I'll make it -1. Okay, now it's a little bit lower because I'm going to turn it into a hole. And I'm going to I'm going to join the two of them. So I'm going to, again, remember how you select both of them? I'm going to align them this way and this way. I'm not going to line the bottom because I want this one to come down a little bit. I want the hole to be a little bit lower. Now, again, once they're both selected, you're going to group them. And you have a shape with a hole in the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to make some windows. So I'm going to take a square and make it a shape that I think would make a nice window. Maybe like this. Okay, so I'm going to copy it and paste it and move it. And I like that. I'm going to paste it again. And then move that one. And I think I'll have 3 windows. Now there's no way there's no tool that has you space them identically apart. So you can just kind of eyeball. I think this needs to probably go back one more. And I'm going to make those all one group. So I'm going to select all 3 of those and group them. I'm going to make them a little shorter. So now I have a group of 3, and I like that. So I'm going to turn them into a hole, and I'm going to use the arrow keys to go this way and to go back. I'm going to go all the way through the wall. I'm going to adjust them with the arrow key, and I'm going to use a little cone to raise them, a little black cone to where I like them. I think those look pretty cute. In fact, I like that so much, I'm going to copy it and paste it and have another set that I will bring down right below it. I'm going to move it over. And just to make sure they're properly aligned, I'm going to click on hold down the shift key. I'm going to click the other. So now, again, if you want to select just two things, you hold down the shift key and select what you want. That way I'm not selecting everything. And I'm going to align those just to make sure that they are aligned this way. And it looks like they pretty much work. I like those windows. So I'm going to select everything and group it to the house. Okay, now if I want to, I'm going to put a little door in there. And that's pretty easy. You can just grab a hole. So you can make the windows as holes or start with the shape and then turn it into a hole. Maybe you want round windows. So you could grab that, or you want star-shaped windows, or heart-shaped windows. You can make heart-shaped windows and then turn them into holes. Okay, there's a little door, that's cute. I'm gonna group that. And what I would do is put a piece of parchment paper here, at least in front of the windows, and then I can put a light up through the back. So in the back, I need to put another hole so I can run wires through the back. I'm probably not going to put it right behind the door because I probably don't want it to show through the door. So I'm going to probably just move it over here. It doesn't have to be very big, but it does have to go through. Now I have a little hole that I can run wires up the back. I'll select everything, group it. Okay, and if you don't want to put your light down here, if you want to have like a porch light, you can put a hole up here. And to do that, I'm going to use this one. I'll turn this into a hole. You would need to turn it. So to turn a shape, you see this, when I click on that curvy arrow, I want to turn it 90 degrees. The easiest thing to do is click on here and put 90. That'll turn it the direction you want. And then you can hold the shift key down. And as you resize it, it will keep its proportions. If you don't hold the shift key down, you can get different shapes, which might be what you want. If you want to hold the proportions, hold the shift key down. Oh, you will. What's going on here? Lost its proportions. And I'm going to make this a little bit deeper. So the size, the specific size I want it to be is about 7 by 7. That's what the LED will fit in. So just like before, I can use the arrow keys to move it back. If I hold shift and arrows, it goes faster. Then lift it up to where I want it. So this is just if you want to put the bulb in the wall. You don't have to do that. Most people put the bulb in the house. But on mine, I put it right here. It looks like a little porch light. Look. Okay, and now I could put my light here. Otherwise, if you don't do that, again, we'll put parchment paper here, and I have LEDs that look like a flickering candle. They're very pretty. Okay, so that's really the basic structure. If you want to do a roof, you'd make a roof bigger dimensions. It was 60 across, you make it 65 by maybe 45, and then you will see that it fits. And we can work on the roof once we get there. The main reason that this has to be flat on the top, I'm going to show you in just 1 second. Okay, just kind of want to make sure that roof is going to fit. Yeah, like that would be cute. Okay, so the roof I'm going to print separately. I have to print these as 2 different pieces. Put that down. The house is going to have to be flipped upside down to print. So I'm going to flip it to 180 degrees, and that's how I have to print it, because it has to print from the bottom up. If I have this big overhang, if I like this, if I go to print, the filament will just fall straight to the ground because there's a big overhang here. So we're going to have to print it. So we're going to have to turn it. The other way to turn it is to do it like that. Can be harder to get it just right. But anyways, that's why it has to be flat on the top. So again, that's the basic method of doing it. You should go ahead and try it in practice. When you do make your house, it can be like shaped with a hexagon. It can have like a little mushroom shaped roof. It could be a heart shaped house. It could be a round house. It doesn't have to be rectangular. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. And we will, I'll see you at Tech Squad.